I do believe that our hospice transforms how people experience grief and death in this community, and all you have to do is listen to the stories.
Within less than 72 hours before she passed, we had 4 of our neighbors in for dinner, and she was at the table eating with them and laughing. The quality it brought back to her life as it was ending was important, because previously it had been a couple years of total misery. You know, so many people think that it's cancer and you only got a few days to live. And that isn't the hospice story at all.
I think there's always that question of what's going to happen, who will give the care, what if I become too ill and become a burden to my family.
If hospice weren't around for me, I would be a tremendous wreck. Just for other kids not to have hospice, I can't imagine what they'd be going through right now.
Hospice connects our community in so many ways. The impressive thing is that this community holds up this hospice with its participation, its volunteerism.
When we first started in 1993, the whole hospice movement in Mesa County really took off much faster than anyone ever anticipated. We added our office up in Plateau Valley, and then Montrose opened, and then Delta. So really, in just a matter of a few years, we had hospice being provided across 4 different counties and 7,500 square miles.
This institution is a part of the community because it fills this need. Grief counseling for so many people. Adults, children, the home care it provides, the respite programs for caregivers, the training, the education. The fact that it's here is such an anchor of reliability.
Part of what has made Western Colorado healthcare very special is a level of collaboration between all the not-for-profit partners. The collaboration that St. Mary's has developed with hospice has allowed us to avoid needless duplication and has allowed us to bring the best of care to our community.
I don't know whether I could have fathomed the difference this campus would have made for our patients and families. Over 700 have been cared for every year in the care center, and it changes what they think is going to be a horrible situation into one that's transformational.
It was a great comfort to us that even though she was in her last days, she was not going to suffer, she was going to be well cared for, and that she would pass peacefully, and that is what happened in our experience.
We have had a lot of losses that have affected our school. I think hospice's willingness to help at a drop of a hat is the most impressive thing. Hospice definitely offers our students hope. The kids all have different strengths and different ideas and ways of coping with grief. They really support each other. I get very positive feedback from parents in regards to the counseling that their students receive at school.
I was a little skeptical, and once I got there, they kind of like just welcomed you with open arms, and they knew what you were feeling, and that was really refreshing to just be able to talk about it.
I actually did a school grief group when I was in 6th grade. I started volunteering, and I've loved it ever since. Camp Good Grief is one of my favorite parts of the summer, and these kids, they heal. You can see them start this healing journey through their friendships and the things we do at camp.
My previous experiences with hospice had been as a volunteer, and then with the deaths of my mother and my father, my most recent experience has been with the loss of my husband. I made a decision that everything I did was going to be healthy for me and my family, and I knew that part of that would involve seeking services from hospice.
A very special organization that does much more than what you might find in a typical hospice organization. They're doing many things to reach out to underserved populations. They are very expansive in the services they offer all over the Western Slope.
Volunteers do a huge variety of things for us. Some of them do patient care in the homes, in our care center. Some people sew the quilts, sew the bears. We have people who work in our gardens. We have people who help in the office, help in our heirloom stores. But really what they want to do is make a difference.
Our journey in philanthropy here is really about offering the message of hope to families, regardless of their ability to pay, wherever they might be in their process. We've grown and we've developed and enhanced our programs only because the community owns us. And they've invested with us and they've made it their mission to help change the way that people die and grieve in the areas that we serve.
I think the hope that hospice brings is very unique in that it brings you a hope that your loved one and yourself will deal with the end of life much better than we have been dealing with it in the past.
Every single person can have a role at hospice, attending an event to support it, being a volunteer, donating to heirlooms, providing expertise on the advisory board. There's a role really for everyone in the community because hospice is about a community caring about a community.
The common theme is selflessness on the part of the staff, an effort to remove every possible roadblock without worrying about how's it going to be paid for and who's going to take care of this or that treatment. So if hospice seems too good to be true, it's the amount of goodness you get from 41,000 different donors to this organization, a fantastic and committed staff, and 1,400 volunteers who carve time out of every week to be part of delivering this love and this compassion to families in their last difficult times.